Good morning. It's a blustery Sunday morning here in northern Illinois. We're going to have one day today of colder weather, pretty windy outside. So it's a perfect description of blustery. So I wanted to use that word a few times. I hope you're doing well. I'm a little late this morning. This morning was, I think, full moon day. And I get together with a group of other bhikkhunis here in the country. We get together on Uber conference and do our patimokkha together. And then we separately, a lot of us will, if we live on our own, we meet with someone afterwards and we do our owada and confessions. So it's a wonderful way for us to have a very good talk that we share and then spend time together. And they're all really good, noble friends. So in the modern day, that's how we can keep the communities of the monks and the nuns can be with their communities. And when I first became a nun, we didn't have that kind of access to each other, so it's a wonderful gift. So this morning, before we sit, I wanted to read a little bit more from my current favorite book, in addition to everything about the Eightfold Path, from Sayadaw U Tejaniya, or Ashin Tejaniya, Collecting Gold Dust. Excuse me. I'm feeling so much better, but still some lingering things going on with a response to the COVID vaccine. But I've had both of my vaccines and feeling good about that. I'm not seeing much difference in the way I'm living, and that's fine with me. I'm just going to continue being careful, pretty much going to the grocery store once in a while. That's about my only excursion out. So we've been reading in Sayadaw U Tejaniya's book. He's working about the everyday, working with greed and aversion and delusion or ignorance on a daily basis, how we can keep up the work of continuously practicing and sharing with us all the different things to keep in mind, to bring to mind all the time during a normal course of a day. And I think his suggestions are great. So the last thing I read, and I'll just review this because I really like this in terms of questions we should ask ourselves anytime during the day. My teacher would always ask how I was practicing, and this is what I'm asking you now. What are you doing? Or what is special or different today? Were questions my teacher would ask me. Yogis who are practicing will know the answer, while those who are not practicing will not know. That's what mindfulness is, right? We know what we're doing. We know what's different about today, what's maybe special or different conditions, what's different in our minds. Reviewing what goes on in the mind is the work of wisdom. At first, when we watch anger, we are just watching. Reviewing what has happened sets a direction for the mind and creates a map of sorts for future awareness. You have a situation that you consider from different angles and decide to try meditating a certain way the next time. When the next time comes, you are more likely to remember to try it that different way. If you forget, set an intention to try again the next time. When you play a game with the same scenarios, occurring again and again, you become an expert at knowing ahead of time what moves are beneficial and what are not at certain junctions. So, and what better time than these days to practice when you play a game with the same scenarios occurring again and again. You become an expert at knowing ahead of time what moves are beneficial and what are not at certain junctions. So we may be seeing a lot of those scenarios playing out over and over again. Living with the same people every day, having the routines the same way, or living on your own. But we may be seeing the same scenarios occurring over and over and over again, more closely together than we may be aware of or be used to at other periods of our life. So let me read just a little bit. This is into his next section. If you want to improve, you first work continuously without a break. You also use the wisdom you've got, determining what is skillful and what is not skillful. You need to assess your practice for yourself. Like running a business, you've got to be savvy and learn from your practice. Day to day, when you are aware of what's happening in the mind, you begin to notice the undesirable parts and will want to change. This is the beginning. The lessons are all there for you to go through and learn. Later on, if you really come to understand that something that is wrong, you will not repeat it again. Don't try to do anything. Don't try to prevent anything. And don't forget what is happening. This is what my teacher, Shui Umin Sayadaw, would say as his instructions. In the first 2 lines, he is speaking to the experience of what is happening. Awareness can be at work, but you do not try to alter the experience. You let the process continue as it is without interfering. Let things unfold naturally. Your job is to watch, know, learn, and gain experience. As you watch and experience continuously, you'll begin to recognize patterns within it, and later see the whole picture. The value of this meditation becomes more apparent with dedicating practice over long stretches of time. The more experienced you become, the deeper you will see. The Dhamma is very subtle, and you'll see this when you practice long term. What is happening in the mind and what is related to another mental state. You want to be interested in the nature of this mind and body. Hold concepts or storylines on the side for now. As wisdom gains traction and defilements eventually thin out, you'll see that there aren't that many problems per se. Problems arise when there is a lot of greed, aversion, or delusion present. When we can't accept things as they are, we exhaust ourselves with desire for things that are not present, or with desire to push away things that are already there. The mind seeks variety, novelty, and freshness, and becomes lazy or bored when it's not satisfied. If we think that a certain experience is lingering longer than we'd like, we're not observing properly. No 2 moments are the same. Every moment is fresh, and every moment is changing. Even if an experience may seem neutral, we can still see subtle changes. Then very quickly, because this next section is just a reminder, this next few paragraphs, doing what should be done. Meditators usually know about the 5 precepts and 8 precepts, so I do not need to tell them to you. If there is always mindfulness, you will automatically follow the 5 precepts. We must have some idea about what the 5 precepts entail in order to maintain them. It's important to have that kind of knowledge already, but I'm not the sort of person who wants to impose requirements on people. If you merely follow my instructions without conducting your own investigation, wisdom won't arise in you. You need to learn to the point where you personally understand why you need to act in certain ways. There are 2 aspects of sila, or moral conduct: the doing of what should be done and the not doing of what should not be done. If you know the Patimokkha, the Buddhist monastic code, the Buddha says to do good, avoid evil, and purify the mind. The Buddha says to do what should be done. The 5 and 8 precepts that we always talk about is abstaining from that which should not be done. Remember that there is also the other side. Do as much as possible of what should be done. If we are mindful all the time and wisdom is growing, we begin to understand what should and shouldn't be done, because we will observe the effects of our actions and learn from that. In my experience, my behavior changed through continuous practice. I became very calm and spoke very little or not at all if it was not important. I was serious when I did talk. Being very careful in speech became important in my practice. I practiced refraining from lying, slander, gossip, talking nonsense, speaking harshly, and idle chatter. And as a result, my meditation deepened. And that's just the beginning of his chapter on day to day. So much will come for us out of our own wisdom if we do this continuous practice, if we work more and more towards continually being mindful, continually practicing. And our periods of meditation will reveal that wisdom that's already there for us. So why don't we practice? We have a little time left. We have 10 minutes at least. So if you can continue, I'll do sending merit at the end, but let's begin with Namo Tassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Now just allow your body to come to that awake and attentive posture, taking care that your body is at ease. With support if you need it. Letting your spine be as straight as you can with your body. Feel your head resting, balancing, very comfortable on top of your neck. Let your hands be comfortable in your lap, palms up or palms down. Breathing in and out through your nose. Be aware of the body breathing. Scan down through your body to see if all of your body, your entire body, all the way down through your toes. See if you feel that the body is aligned and supporting you, that the body is awake. Keep breathing into each part of your body as you move through it. Let each breath open up that part of your body, and as you breathe out, just breathe out any tightness, any discomfort. Moving all the way through. Now just come back to that awareness of each breath. And this time let your awareness rest on one spot where you can really feel your breath. And that can be your belly, feeling the rise and the fall with each breath. Or it can be around your nostrils where you can feel the more subtle sensation as the air comes in through your nostrils, and you feel the sensation just around your nostrils and just inside your nostrils. We don't need to follow it all through our body. But we come back to that sensation when we breathe out again. So be aware of each breath in and then again as you breathe out. Be aware of your mind being awake and attentive. And keep allowing the body to relax, to feel at ease. Our anchor is the breath. And our awareness is of everything coming in through our sense doors that we're allowing in. You can close your eyes or keep them open. So you may choose to cut out. We traditionally, in our tradition, close our eyes just to cut out some of that distraction. And there's still light changing that we see on the inside of our eyelid. we allow, well, we really don't have a choice, but we can feel like we're allowing our thoughts to just continue. Thoughts are continuing. The mind is working. But we can choose not to feed those thoughts with our attention. Allow them to come and go the same way our breath continues to come and go as we breathe in and breathe out. See the rise and fall of all conditioned things. All things in this world are of the nature to rise and then to fall away. Just keep observing the breath. Be aware of what's coming through your sense doors. But no need to think about it or evaluate it or react to it. Just stay with your breath. Be aware of sounds and touch and taste and smell. Be aware of the thoughts moving through your mind. Being aware of how some are easy to let go of and some really work hard to grab our attention. Or maybe we want to grab on to something to be of interest, to give us something to chew on. Just let it all go. Let it all flow through. Find that peace of mind that comes from just being an observer, learning to see things clearly as they are. Don't try to do anything. Don't try to prevent anything. But don't forget what is happening. Now, though my time is up with you this morning, and I'll see you again on Tuesday, if you can keep sitting, just stay with your practice right now. But know that you can come back anytime and sit and be with yourself and begin working with these elusive qualities that are right here with us all the time, and we just need to begin observing. Everything is within us. May the actions that we take towards the good, toward understanding ourselves, toward being more peaceful, be of benefit to all beings everywhere. Thanks for sharing this time with me and being part of my practice. Have a beautiful day.